Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Hawkeye, Earth's Mightiest Marksman. It is a one-shot and it's written by Tom DeFalco. And I totally thought that the artist was Mark Bagley, but I was wrong. It's Dave Ross. And it's really weird because it's very much entrenched in what was going down in the Avengers run of the time. So we're talking about the Avengers Return era. And this story takes place before Avengers issue 7. And even though Hawkeye is a central character, it doesn't feel like a Hawkeye story per se. Justice and Firestar play a very important role throughout this whole story. And the whole story actually starts off, we have the scientist who arrives to the Avengers mansion. She needs help from Earth's mightiest heroes, but the only one there at the moment is Hawkeye. So this lady's pretty let down, but she explained to Hawkeye, look, by accident, I created this super aggressive computer virus. When it infects computers, it makes them explode. And the thing is that at the moment, the virus is contained at this warehouse. So what happens is Hawkeye goes to this warehouse. I don't know how he plans to deal with the computer virus, but the thing is, obviously, it's a trap, and he's attacked by Batroc, Machete, and Zaran. C-list Captain America villains. Well, maybe Batroc is a A-lister, but you get the idea. The thing is that Hawkeye is able to defeat the bad guys. He returns to Avengers Mansion, and he sets out to try to investigate who was the scientist lady who had set him up for this trap. So what happens is Hawkeye tries to investigate who this lady was, and here's where Firestar and Justice get into the picture. Now, before we proceed, I have to mention that Hawkeye had vouched for Justice and Firestar to join the Avengers in the first place. For Justice, it has always been his dream to join the team, while Firestar, it's not really her thing. She was happy being on the New Warriors. She's struggling over this fact, like she doesn't want to be part of Earth's Mightiest Heroes in general, but she does a better job at it than Justice. So, since Firestar is better at computers, she gets into the Avengers files, trying to find who this lady was, while Hawkeye and Justice go to the prison where Batroc and company are to question them. Now, it'll take a while for our heroes to find out, but the lady scientist, her name was the Albino. That's her villain name. And it seems that she's working for another bigger villain that it's totally spoiled because he's on the cover. It's Taskmaster. The thing is that before Hawkeye and Justice arrive to the prison, the Albino arrives there and she's able to break everyone out because she knows that Hawkeye and Justice are on their way. So we get like another big elaborate trap. The warden that receives them, we discover it's Oddball. So that's a really cool nod to an old school Hawkeye villain. So all hell breaks loose. We have Hawkeye and Justice fighting against all the prisoners, including Oddball. And what we're discovering is what the Albino is doing is she's filming everything. She's registering all these battles. So Taskmaster can learn more and more fighting techniques, but she has like something up her sleeve for her boss. And what happens is the Albino actually sends an invitation to Hawkeye to this warehouse for their final confrontation. Hawkeye wants to go alone, but Firestar is like, you're totally not going alone. And she and Justice accompany him. Like during this whole story, Firestar is really busting Hawkeye's balls over being too much of a macho blockhead all the time. That there's something much bigger at hand that they're dealing with and that it's more than Hawkeye can chew. So our heroes arrive to the rendezvous point. And what happens is they're attacked by 3 Avengers robots, which we don't realize, but these robots created by the Albino are absorbing the powers of Firestar and Justice and actually transmitting these powers to Taskmaster. So he sort of becomes like this super adaptoid type of character. And this story in general feels really weird for Taskmaster, like him going for this big level up in his powers. I'm not sure what he's planning. It feels a little bit odd, and we get this final confrontation with Firestar and Justice dealing with Taskmaster, while Hawkeye has to battle it out with the albino. So it's sort of weird, like the main central character, at least the character on the title of this comic book, has to deal with the secondary villain. And another really crazy thing that I've never seen before in a comic book, we're having this battle between Taskmaster, Firestar, and Justice. Hawkeye shoots an arrow that is able to give an opening for Justice to put in the final blow. But the final attack is sort of covered by speech bubbles, like the final blow. It's so weird. So you don't see Justice land the blow. The thing is that they had defeated Taskmaster. And when all was said and done, the new Warriors arrive as backup, just in case. So it's really interesting to see that Firestar, instead of calling on the Avengers for backup, she called on her old teammates. Now, chronologically, I don't know when this issue came out, before or after the New Warrior series that had come out during this time. Because thankfully, Night Thrasher has his traditional costume, not the new one that he had during that time. The thing is that Hawkeye's really happy with his two recruits, that they did a really good job. That it was a right decision for him to be the one who vouches for them to join the Avengers in the first place. Especially Firestar's evolution on the team is going to be really interesting. So we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.